Termites and ants are eusocial. They organize into societies where communal tasks are divided. The huge populations of their colonies show just how effective their social living can be. Termites traverse the forest floor in plain sight, moving together with such fluidity they could almost be classed as one superorganism. And these weaver ants show the perils facing any other insect that crosses their path. Working together, they can take down prey far larger than themselves. They are one of hundreds of species of insects living in colonies that dominate the forest understory. Ants are native to almost all terrestrial habitats in all parts of the globe, with more than 12,500 species known to science and an estimated 10,000 more that haven't yet been described. Most of them living here in the tropics. These ants view the world in a very simple way. You're either a member of their colony, or you're not. And that makes you the enemy. One faction of this colony has scored a giant meal. Now they need to take it back to their nest. But it seems they have some competition. They've crossed the path of another colony of weaver ants in the same area. The rival colony tries to take the cricket and carry it in the opposite direction. Although it's impossible for us to distinguish one colony from another, if an ant detects the scent different to its own, it will attack. Finally, the competing group gives up, and the victorious army carries its prize back to the rest of the colony. Here, the forest extends to the very edge of the delta, dipping its toes in the South China Sea. Crystal clear water and gentle waves make this an idyllic scene. An intricate pattern decorates the beach like a piece of modern art. Sand balls, thousands of them, all the same shape and size. They've been created by the sand sculptors of the Vietnamese coast. Bubbler crabs. These tiny crustaceans are widespread on the coastlines of Southeast Asia and live in burrows on the beach. They have spherical bodies with long flat pincers, hairy legs, and eyes on short stalks that can fold away into grooves when the crabs scurry into their burrows. With a body colour the same as sand, this crab would be easy to miss, unlike the impressive sand creations he has left behind. This crab is having its lunch. It lives on myofauna, tiny invertebrates that can only be measured in micrometers. He creates the sand balls as he feeds. The crab sifts through the sand, bringing the sand grains to his mouth using his downward pointing pincers. Several mandibles serve as a multi-staged filter to gather the tiny creatures off the surface of each grain. As he removes the microscopic food morsels, he molds the clean sand into perfect balls. This is to prevent him from feeding on the same grains of sand twice. As he generates more and more balls, he clears lanes back and forth in order to venture further and further from his burrow. Each crab can clean every grain within several meters of its home, so competition for space is fierce. late to the party. It seems his name isn't on the list. These two crabs lock pincers over prime Myofauna Beach. Confrontations rarely escalate into fights. A raised pair of pincers is usually enough to trigger a quick scuttle to safety. Mostly they keep busy alongside each other as they transform the whole beach in a matter of hours. But these crabs are up against the clock. In a few hours, this whole area will be covered by water. They must eat as much as they can before the tide comes in. As the rising water washes away their creations, the crabs return to their burrows. The incoming tide deposits a new batch of Myofauna into the sand. When it recedes, the meticulous grain-by-grain cleaning will begin again.
有了新的 Trivago App